Hello everybody, Climate5 here. It's been a while, but I am back. This is a matchup, wow, botched SCV split. This is a matchup between ChaoxTech, the blue Terran in the 11 o'clock position, and Yuri from Team Insanity, the red Terran in the 8 o'clock position, let's call that, and the map is Antiga Shipyard. Wow, how long has it been since I commentated a replay? A really long time. I even had to patch before running this replay, and the last patch was at least like 3 weeks ago. So it's been a while. So I might be a little bit rusty, but I did want to send a special shout out to those of you who have recently subscribed. I really appreciate it. And of course, I always appreciate your comments as well, so please do send those in. Just encourages me to keep things going here, and wow, there's lots of chatter going on. Cool. Alright, so we do have a TVT here, and since this is a lot more of a macro-focused map, I guess I'm not really sure what I'm expecting here, but both players actually, well, kind of going for a front door seal. That's interesting when you have TVT. Oftentimes you get those Reapers in your base, especially on a map like this with such a long, wide ledge that you can hop up with Reapers, that I would be cautious about putting your building so far forward, and I don't know what's going to happen. I know ChaoxTech often goes for Hellions, and maybe Yuri has played him before. I know they're talking a little bit about other players on Team Insanity I saw. So maybe he's familiar with ChaoxTech's penchant for the old Hellions. But anyway, wow, it has been a while, and well, how have you guys been doing? I've been really busy. I gotta apologize. I've had so much work going on. I do some contract work, so well, I'm not going to get into that, but basically I come home from work and I do more work, and it's really kind of burning me out. I'm trying to get some of my clients to stop calling me, because I can't do all the fun stuff that I used to do, like do most embarrassing replays, do most embarrassing replays every week, which is something I love to do. Another command center going down fairly early for Yuri. Command center going down for ChaoxTech as well, so it looks like these two players are going pretty close in terms of builds, but Yuri going for 3 barracks instead of taking that gas. ChaoxTech is going for gas first, so I'm sure that we'll be seeing Hellions as quickly as he can possibly muster out. So yeah, power overwhelming has been suffering a little bit lately, and that's just because we've been so busy with other things. You might know Fusion is expecting a child here within a couple of weeks, and I've been busy with other work, so between the two of us, him finishing the house and me doing that work on the side, we've both been very busy with our projects. 2 gas going down very quickly now for Yuri, so both players actually now on 2 gas. So not to make excuses, but sometimes life just happens, and you can't play StarCraft all the time, We do have lives and lives. You like that one? Lives and lives? Our wives, of course, would say that StarCraft is still our life, but whatever. So, that doesn't mean, however, that you can't still send me your embarrassing replays. I'd love to get back into commentating those. Even if we don't have a weekly show, I'd love to still put those up on my YouTube, because they're a lot of fun. Still want to encourage lower level players to keep playing, keep improving, and whatnot. Tech Lab going down for ChaoxTech. He's going to undoubtedly start researching, actually producing a siege tank. That's interesting. Maybe in response to seeing Just Factory, or Just Barracks rather. Let's see what ChaoxTech has seen. ChaoxTech has really actually not seen much of anything. So, kind of a blind guess, I'm going to say, on his part to go siege to counter that infantry, as opposed to, ooh, and now he sees it, those infantry units there. So, good guess on his part to go for that infantry first. ChaoxTech hasn't played in a week. Good stuff. And this replay is actually from September, and as you may or may not know, ChaoxTech is he's in high school, I believe, or junior high. So once the school year started, I noticed that his rating started to drop a little bit. Not that he's not still high-level masters. And Yuri, by the way, is also, you know, mid to high masters. I think last I checked, he was in the 20s. Wow, just now starting to move out. Yeah, so many SCVs there. So anyway, and that looks like he's going for a reactor as well on his factory. Doesn't have that tech lab. Looks like he might be going for medevacs to support his infantry. That's pretty much to be expected. And a couple SCVs stuck here. They weren't told to harvest those minerals. As you know, the SCVs still shrink to size 1 when you tell them to go to the mineral line. But these guys didn't get the memo. So ChaoxTech, I have to say that he has a tech advantage here. I gotta say though, yeah, okay. So now he's starting to get some missile turrets up and around. He's getting a little bit prepared for that. Just the mobility of Terran with that, with multiple medevac armies, and catching a couple of Hellions out in the open here. The mobility of those medevac armies is really threatening. Unless you have literally turrets all the way around your base, there's not much you can do about that. And even pro players end up doing that, turrets everywhere, just because it's so hard to stop, keep your army everywhere. It forces you to keep part of your troop. Wow, I'm getting a terrible frame rate right now. That's fun. Not sure why, but oh well. Yeah, it just forces you to keep either part of your army back in your base or to produce a large number of turrets. So that is an annoyance, and ChaoxTech looks like he's taking precautions to deal with that. I'm gonna pause for a second. This choppiness is getting to me. Alright, I didn't really do anything, I just closed a couple windows, so we'll see if that works. Yeah, you know what? I know I don't have the most professional replays out there, but I don't really care. Okay, so now we have a large number of tanks moving out, and a small infantry army is going to catch this out in the open, but the tanks will be absolutely well, Marauders or whatever will be no match for the tanks. Sieging up just on the bottom side of this base. With the scan, he's going to have a lot of firepower up into the natural of, or rather the main of Yuri. He doesn't really have a whole lot of scan available, so this is going to be a short-lived strategy. Not really sure why he chose to go this route as opposed to something else. He is building a barracks there, which will no doubt be used for scouting information. Here comes a siege tank, and ChaoxTech is going to lose one of those siege tanks just due to lack of vision. Yuri looks like he actually might be in a little bit of trouble here because he doesn't really have much to counter this, and especially once this barracks completes, it's going to be able to lift off. ChaoxTech is going to have total complete vision up inside Yuri's base, and well, I guess in addition to those scans, he's going to be okay. Wow, actually, ended up getting cleaned up, and I think that was just probably a little bit of getting a little bit over-eager from ChaoxTech on his part, not having this vision ready when he needed to. I don't think, well, yeah, he could have produced a Viking or two. Don't know why he didn't do that. His base is fairly well fortified, however, and, well, both players actually on par econ-wise. They both have that second base. ChaoxTech a little bit ahead in harvesters. Definitely, well, I guess ahead-ish in tech, just because he does have the siege tank advantage. No, yeah, he does have the siege tank advantage. Wow, I gotta remember how to read this game. Does look like ChaoxTech is getting ready to expand again. Not sure if I can say the same for Yuri. No, I don't see another command center out. Oh, well, he just planted it down. There we go. planted down command center directly at that third. And that's one thing that's kind of, well, not necessarily unbalanced, but a little bit more difficult to work with on maps that aren't reflectionally symmetric and are rotationally symmetric, like this map. So you get, well, ChaoxTech's natural third is right here, which is very close to this, to the base of Yuri here. And it makes it a lot more exposed. So ChaoxTech's other option is to expand over here to this location in the 12 o'clock position, but it's a lot more difficult to defend, and now we are seeing that Yuri has this location scouted out. Looks like Yuri's going to move in quickly, take down these rocks, and try to get rid of this expansion as soon as possible, and it doesn't really look like ChaoxTech's going to be able to defend this. His siege tanks are just waiting to get destroyed here by Yuri's siege tanks on the high ground. And wow, actually losing all of his Vikings, which is not a good situation to be in. And these stores are actually don't have what it takes to take out the siege tanks. So ChaoxTech, well, we have kind of a standoff here. Oh, a couple of fresh Vikings going to be able to take out the damaged Vikings of ChaoxTech. And wow, really not a whole lot that can be done. Yuri getting a quick start at that 6 o'clock expansion. ChaoxTech floating out, not actually taking the 12. Looks like this might be going to the 4 o'clock location. That's interesting, just trying to hide it out somewhere, I guess. In the meantime, ChaoxTech looks like he might try to move out and take some positioning here by the Zelnaga Watchtower, which may be a good move because, well, now that he's basically given up on taking this 9 o'clock position, which again is very difficult to defend, Yuri's going to back off, and now he kind of has a positional disadvantage. Army size-wise, ChaoxTech just marginally ahead, so it's going to come down to tactical play. Yuri, really nice spread out on those tanks, but it might come back biting him a little bit here if he can't, if ChaoxTech is able to isolate a single group of these siege tanks now bringing them back together. Busting down the rocks here, it is scouted by Yuri. ChaoxTech not going to be able to return the damage that Yuri did to him, but in the meantime, Stower's doing rather well against these clumped up Vikings, and ChaoxTech is going to win this air engagement. Barrick's going to come in to just help with that scouting a little bit more even. This turret, however, is going to be a little bit of a nuisance. Well, no longer, but, you know, okay, some scan coming down. We're going to try to get in range and take out as many of those siege tanks as possible, but Yuri's ground force definitely easily taken out. Well, actually only one siege tank left, so this is just going to be a quick little jump in, jump out from ChaoxTech. Well, not even. He could have done a little bit more damage had he focused those Hellions on, you know, Yuri's econ. But now ChaoxTech is going to basically lose everything here, and now we're back to the standoff that we were before. Oh, actually taking the gold. That's interesting. A lot smarter too. I just wasn't looking. It's on the way to the 4th. Come on, you gotta cut me a little bit of slack. Or the 4 o'clock. Alright, so we're actually seeing that Yuri has quite a large economic advantage. Not quite fully saturated here at his 6 o'clock. Pretty well saturated here at his natural. Totally mined out in his main. Where is he getting all his income from? That's what I want to know. That's weird. Ooh, boy, this is going to be big trouble for ChaoxTech. Forced to lift off and run away. Man, that gold expansion is really vulnerable. Running all his SCVs back over to this 9 o'clock location. Gonna move in with his own tanks, but he's gonna have a really tough time fighting uphill. Gonna lose this flying barracks. Gotta be careful about these siege tanks. Just gonna maybe bypass, which would really be the smart thing to do. If he goes straight for Yuri's main, then Yuri's going to be forced to back off, either try to counter or try to push him to stop this large force. But it looks like he's going to move in and try to take out Yuri's 6 o'clock base. Man, ChaoxTech is really just lacking on his support for his siege tanks. I know it's difficult to medevac's moving in, trying to drop on top of those siege tanks. Fairly unsuccessful, however. Yuri, very determined to maintain that Zelnag watchtower, has a couple of basically idle command centers here. ChaoxTech not going to press forward with that attack, and it's probably going to get cleaned up here. Well, needlessly losing a couple tanks there, Yuri. Wow. Trying to run in with a few Hellions, trying to keep an eye on that. Sorry, they're so fast. And not going to be too successful, just get a couple worker kills. Wow, I've seen a lot of needless units, well, units needlessly dying for what is an upper level Masters match. I have to say I'm not the most impressed. Maybe this is just sort of the boringness of a TVT, the tank battles with the Vikings and the whatnot. But, yeah. Oh, quite a few missile turrets. I wonder if I missed a couple of medevac drops here. Let's take a look at workers killed, which is Control R. Nice. Okay, that was fun, right? Man, Yuri is starting to roll away with his army size. He does have more mining bases now, and as he starts to run out here on his natural, I guess, well, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going for. It looks like Yuri's going to move in to try to take, well, make sure that ChaoxTech doesn't expand more than he absolutely needs to. ChaoxTech, oh boy, in trouble here. Going to lose an expansion. Not even going to be able to get those minerals from the mules. That's a bummer. Man, Yuri's just everywhere, taking out basically every mining base that ChaoxTech has, and ChaoxTech is really in trouble. It looks like he's only on this one base. He is, well, he's suffering compared to Yuri. Yuri's not doing the greatest either, but definitely doing better than ChaoxTech, and the army size definitely shows. Man, that is a huge army, mostly of tanks though. I don't think that's going to come back to bite him too much, because I don't see any really, you know, anything that can stop tanks. And that's the thing I hate about TVT. It's just like tanks and Vikings versus tanks and Vikings, which is so boring. And sure, you can mix in Banshees, but if you have Marines or Thors, those Banshees are pretty much gone pretty quickly anyway. Gonna lose a command center. And then what? This is a long game. Man, just look at the map domination by Yuri. 2/3 of the map basically is red. You should really land this command center so we can use the mules. So, what's new with you guys? Hey, Banshees! You know, he does have cloak research for them, and if he can find an area where Thors aren't protecting too well, or there aren't those, well, the turrets he's put down yet, then, you know, he might actually stand a chance. Oh, scan going off. And that's also the problem when your opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 orbital commands, is that Cloak Banshees just aren't going to do it. So that adds even more to the boredom of TVT. I really hope they fix TVT in Part of the Swarm. Been watching some of the videos for that, getting pretty excited. I'll probably start playing StarCraft a little bit more once Heart of the Swarm comes out. I have to say, I probably haven't played. This is really bad, you guys, but I probably haven't played like 10 games in the past 3 or 4 months. So now we're seeing a little bit of shuffling, and I'm still bored. Hey! Tech Lab's coming down with the Fusion Core, so we might be seeing some battle cruisers becoming operational within the next few minutes here. That's going to make things exciting. I think Yuri probably... Oh! Hey, ChaoxTech has battle cruisers of his own. Not for any really good reason. He is suffering on gas, whereas Yuri has quite a bit of gas at his disposal. So, honestly, I don't really know what his plan is with this. The real problem here is the Thor and the Vikings. Battle cruiser melting. Yep. So, how do the real commentators keep games exciting when it's literally nothing? You should probably use these SCVs, bro. If he loses because he forgets to mine with these SCVs, I'm going to laugh heartily. Looks like ChaoxTech is going to start moving around to Yuri's other expansions, and really that's a great strategy. Finally, Yuri giving up this Zelmaya Watchtower stronghold position. And ChaoxTech, well, no, he's not going to give it up. He's really stubborn to move out. Looks like he might actually try it this time. He's going to be able to catch a few units off guard. Man, that is a ton of Thors. And really, it's kind of a tough call. ChaoxTech getting a little bit too far out of the range of his tanks here. Doing a little bit of a leapfrog, and actually going to come out on top. That's really, really interesting. I honestly did not expect that. So, Yuri maybe should have held on to that. Held on to that position. Or moved better. Had better scouting. That probably would have helped. Had a couple of those fancy sensor towers of his own. Now it looks like ChaoxTech's going to move in, start to take out some of these economic positions wherever he can. No, just going straight for the jugular. Moving into the main, there's very little that Yuri can do at this point. Most of his siege tanks are gone. The battle cruisers are granting great vision, finishing what ChaoxTech tried to start earlier with that sieging directly up into Yuri's base. Vikings going to be able to take down another battle cruiser, but really not a whole lot. And lolling on that one. It is rather lol-worthy, I have to say. These battle cruisers probably shouldn't. Not talking about strat. I'm talking about what? So, what's happening here besides an awesome SCV battle? Oh, that seems to be about it. Well, this game will be over soon, it appears, because ChaoxTech just has a bigger army. And at this point in time, that's what it's going to come down to, because Yuri can't really replenish that quickly. He's trying to pump out as many Vikings as possible, but Vikings are really only going to counter the battle cruisers. ChaoxTech hasn't really been producing the battle cruisers. Well, I take that back. He has been producing the battle cruisers as intently, it looks like. But there's only one out in front fighting. The siege tank and the Thor are honestly what are doing most of the damage. And ChaoxTech just sending Hellions out anywhere they can, and oh, this is going to be amazing. I am ready with the Control R to watch this workers killed count just skyrocket, and here comes the carnage. Go. Go! And there it is. Oh, too bad those mules died. That would be fun to watch too. Do mules count as workers? I don't know. A lot more workers over here where that came from, and let's see if these Vikings can stop the Hellions. Really, that's the only exciting thing going on right now because right in the main. Oh, and SCV's running means, well, usually means that the SCVs die, but this time they live. So that was fun. I got to use one of those overlays that I never get to use. Okay, well. Slow carnage of Hellions versus buildings. And a battle cruiser versus buildings. And a running command center. So this is going to be a slow, painful death, and holy crap. That's 3 pages of SCVs, y'all. Finally, that building's down. And I'm bored, so I'm going to fast forward, because this is one of those just a matter of time things. Gotta go faster. Yuri's going to make him destroy everything, and actually has, hey, a pretty nice army of battle cruisers and Vikings here. So once the battle commences, I will be back. Back to regular speed. Wow, look at all those Vikings. ChaoxTech is prepared for this. He knows what's going on. He's scanned his opponent. He knows that all he has is... Woo! Boy, those starboards. And here come the Vikings doing mass carnage. Not focus firing as well as they could be. Now they're doing a little bit better. And this is actually kind of hard to see where things are going to end up. I think ChaoxTech might just barely come out on top here. Oh, another wave of Vikings moves in. It might give Yuri the upper hand. However, of course, there are these Thors to deal with, and oh, so many Hellions that are rushing in here to finish everything off. Focusing down the fusion core. Not that that's going to do a whole lot, but whatever. And yeah, here comes the big damage dealers, the big guns, the Thors and the tanks. And this match is basically over, people, so I'm going to say thanks for watching, and we can watch this one finish out here. If you have any replays, of course, embarrassing replays, I'm always willing to watch and commentate and put up online for you guys. So yeah, send those into replays at poweroverwhelming.net, and I'll put them up. And if you have any other great games for me, I'd love to see those as well. Yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. And I guess I can't sign off yet. But that one wasn't too bad-mannered. I have to say I'm impressed with Yuri for not going too freaking out too much on that one. So, all right, there you have it. Thanks for watching. Feels good to be back. That was a one-take replay. I'm pretty impressed that I got all the way through it without being tempted to quit. Of course, that span of downtime probably helped me keep my mind straight. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. Catch you next time.